Hello learners of class 10, welcome to the wonderful world of English language classroom. Learners, you must have been very busy doing lot of activities, lot of work, science, mathematics and of course languages, particularly English and your first language maybe Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, although Mizo, other languages. I am happy that we have been doing well through these lessons. Your responses are very good and encouraging. Learners, today we will be doing some writing. What are we going to write? We will write to describe something, describing an action, an event, a place. So, writing a description, that is what we are going to do. Learners, to do this description writing, descriptive paragraph writing, with you is Kriti Gautam and me Meghanathan from the Department of Education and Languages NCERT. Learners, writing is an important component of your course and examination point of view also, as well as rest of your life. Am I right,
Yes,
Kriti?
sir.
So, writing per se makes children feel we have to put in lot of efforts.
Yes.
So, let us not bother about it and learn quickly something to write.
Okay,
So,
sir.
do you think that writing comes like a kind of magic?
Sir, I don't think so. Writing comes like a magic. We have to practice a lot, we have to read a lot, and we also have to observe things
Fine. In order
as
to
well.
write.
Improve our writing skills.
Okay. In order to write. So,
Yes.
there are some inputs we receive to write. One
Yes,
is
sir.
the idea, the question, it comes through the question, or we call it input. So, the input has to be taken in, it has to be intake, means it has to become intake, means it has to be taken in order to produce something.
Okay,
So, that is
sir.
a process involved. Learners, let us undergo the process to write a description of something. As I said, it may be a place, person or feeling or an event. Fine. Okay. In order to make the learners familiarize with what we are going to write and what goals we are achieving. So, you may read out you may tell the learning outcomes to our learners.
Sure, sir. Write short answers, paragraphs, reports using appropriate vocabulary and grammar on a given theme.
Okay. Right. Learners are expected to write as a result of this activity. You will be able to write even short answers, a paragraph, give through a given input.
Yes.
What is the input? It may be a picture, it may be a kind of rubrics. Your friend has reached your nearest railway station, guide him to reach your home.
Okay.
So, come take this road, stop this, take an auto. So, this is the input, and it may be an image with you, a street fight scene or a street scene of a street, anything. Okay. Now, what do you describe when you write a descriptive paragraph writing?
So, we describe a lot of things like how is the area, how is the environment looking to us, and what are the colors.
Basically, what will you start with? What is there?
Yeah.
How, what are there and how are there?
Yes.
Then how they look like?
Yes, sir.
Kind of. That is fine. We also have to tell the learners, use the vocabulary as far as possible known to people, because your description will be read by someone else, not you yourself. So, we need not be highly sophisticated cliches, we need not use, and common words you use, and use simple grammar, that is simple present, because you are just describing things, or if you are describing things from the past event, use it meaningfully, contextual tense forms. So, shall we start? I thought that instead of talking about description writing, let us demonstrate one and show learners, so that they also do it and learn it. Fine.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Should I give you a task of description?
Sure, sir, you can.
Okay. It will be very trivial and simple.
Okay, sir.
Learners, I am going to give Kriti a description writing task. She will have to describe this room.
Okay, sir.
So,
That's interesting.
write a description of the room in which you are
Okay, sir.
sitting now. You are there now. So, you are in a studio.
Yes, sir.
So, come on, how are you going to do?
So, firstly, I'm going to describe how the room is looking.
No, I am not asking that. I am asking, are you going to straight away write the final paragraph?
Yes, sir. I will go for writing the final paragraph.
No, that's not correct. No,
Okay, sir.
So, writing never happens, learners, as a final product.
Okay.
When you learn to write, and you may be writing a final product and all in a certain examination, right? But even then, you have carried the whole lot of experiences of writing. So, in that case, learners, we will have to do initial rough work, then create an outline rough work, jotting down the points, then initial outline, then develop into a paragraph, then edit and finalize it. We may not have time everything to show here, but Kiriti will attempt to undergo all the process. Okay. Your task now is write a description of the room in which you are now
Okay, sir.
sitting.
Okay, sir.
You are now in. Okay. Now, do your rough work.
Okay, sir.
Come on. Let's use the pen and
Sure, sir.
do the rough work.
So, sir, with beginning doing my rough work, I will jot down my ideas in points.
Then
And then I will describe them into sentences.
yeah, then in outline.
Yes, sir.
Then final.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. All right. Come on. Here is the rough work, learners, and she is going to speak out what he is writing. Come on. All right. You may look around the room.
Sure. Yes, sir.
First, you take a look at the room and roof also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, I will begin with
Listing the things.
in the studio. So, I am in a large studio.
Big studio.
Big studio.
Fine.
And it has a lot of cameras.
So, you are going to describe the objects.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lighting is also there.
Next
There
point.
There are around 4 people in the room.
So, who are they?
Except us. They are the producers, audio producer and camera person.
Then, let me tell you, learners, and also Kiriti.
Yes, sir.
You have taken a look at the whole room.
Yes, sir.
As a whole, from larger to from general to specific. You have moved it.
Yes, sir.
Learners, when you describe things, so let us take a general look, then come down to specific things. Then you also have said from the overall description of the room to you went to the objects.
Yes.
And people.
Yes,
then
sir.
Now.
So, now I am going to describe what we are doing here. So, we are recording a lesson.
Fine, that's fine. Then don't you want to talk about the color of the room and the people who are there, how they are serious or relaxed or laughing, talking. So, all those. So, now objects, micro level, macro level means general to specific, then the colors, then the actions now.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
So, sir, the environment of the room is very quiet and calm. The people also in the room are quiet.
Fine, because they are recording.
Yes. Then, but they are alert. They are quiet, but they are alert. And they are doing their work. Specifically. And they are very specific about their work.
Fine. Then what about the color I asked?
Yes, sir.
Then don't you want to jot down the furniture?
Yes, sir. So, the color of the room is mild. We have a green background behind us. and there is a lot of furniture in this room, like a sofa, table, many chairs. There are also many equipments here.
What are they?
The
Camera.
equipments are like camera, voice recorder, laptop,
Fine.
screen.
Fine.
Yeah, that's
That's it. So now you got learners. This is what Kriti has noted down as jotted down as pointers to develop into an outline. Learners, let's also assume that you also have done of your room, or assume that this is a typical camera where shooting happens, particularly educational programs. So that atmosphere. So we have deliberately taken the immediate environment so that you also can take up a room in a house or your house itself or in a neighborhood. Idea is, what are the things to look for when you describe something? This is description of a place.
Yes, sir.
We will come to persons and actions later. Here also she has captured what people do and their behaviors also. Now, learners, this is how we begin to write a description. So, what are you going to do with the jotted down points?
So now I'm going to make it into a paragraph writing, a descriptive paragraph
So
writing.
you are not going to make an outline. Do it.
Okay, sir.
Outline means you can write in complete sentences, but now in the outline, what you do is you have to prioritize which one will come first,
Okay.
which one I will describe first,
Okay, sir.
or which one I will, and you may also supply a kind of introductory statement.
Okay, sir.
So that is the final stage. So now make an outline of this.
Okay, sir. Sir, so I'm going to begin with I am sitting in the studio.
Fine. Now I am not going to intervene.
Okay, sir.
You will have to write because you undergo the process.
Okay, sir. So I am sitting in the studio. There are around 7 people in the studio.
So you are immediately moving on to describe the persons.
Yes,
So
sir.
whatever the appearance of the room which you jotted down initially, yeah. Now
So I can begin with the appearance of the room at the starting, and then I can move on to the description.
Since it's rough, in the final you can change.
Yes. So I will say the room is very big. And the environment is quiet and calm.
Fine, because they are recording. Yeah.
Yes,
Fine,
sir.
fine.
Then we have a green background, whereas the room is white in color.
Otherwise the walls are fine.
Yes, sir. There is a sofa, tables, many chairs, and equipments like camera, laptop, voice recorder,
Yeah,
etc.
fine.
So sir, this is the outline which I have made.
And you now you have in a way it's not an outline, it's more than an outline, it's the first draft.
Yes.
That is the first draft.
Okay sir.
So now you are going to, what are you going to do? Final draft.
Now I'm going to write the final draft.
Okay. So let's have some points to reflect what you have written.
Okay sir.
Read it out.
Sure sir. I'm sitting in a studio. There are around 7 people in the studio.
Okay, wait. Can we change these statements? The room in which I am in now is bigger. Something like that.
Okay sir.
Okay. See, we are in class 10.
Yes sir.
We should write like a person, a student who has undergone 10 years of studying, learning English, or for that matter, any language. So, write good English. We call
Okay.
it, sometimes we call it, you should not ask whether there is bad English. Of course, if you write bad English, that is bad English.
Okay sir.
That's one thing. But when you write in class 10, people, oh, this is a well written write up, description. So, in that case, try to improve your sentences every time you undergo from one stage to another stage. When we move on
sir.
to one stage, okay, jotted down, outline made, now first draft. So, first draft, from first draft you are moving to second draft or the final draft. And okay, so your sentence should be like, okay, general description of the room, general one sentence which describes the whole ambience of the room.
Okay sir.
It's a broad room with the white walls, and it is a studio, shooting studio, something like that. Then you go on move on, then you are talking about people.
Yes sir.
Why have you moved immediately from the physical description of the room to people? If I were to write, what I would do, all other things I describe, then at last I would talk about the people there.
Okay sir.
I am not saying I am right or you are wrong, but that can be done.
Okay sir.
So, look at the third sentence you have written.
The room is very big. And
so, I would prefer this statement will be the idea of big room comes in the first sentence.
Okay sir.
Fine.
And the environment is quiet and calm.
Fine. This can go together. Yeah. Then
we have a green background.
Now I'm going to stop you there, learners. You are now, I am sitting in the room and you are describing the room in general and
Yes.
specifically.
Yes sir.
Then why are you using we here?
Okay sir.
I am not saying wrong. You have to justify it.
Sir, we as in I have used we because all of us have a green background.
Okay, fine.
As an
and
object.
Why can't you say that there is a green background?
Okay.
All right,
okay.
move on.
Okay sir.
And you started describing about the furniture there.
Yes.
Then in the final draft, I am sure that you are going to talk about what people are doing, how they are doing. Go, final draft.
Okay sir.
So, and now, sorry, I am going to ask you one important thing, that is 50 or 100 words.
Okay sir.
100 words.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes sir.
Yeah. Then 10 sentences.
Okay
10
sir.
to 12 sentences.
Okay sir.
Come on, all right.
Sure sir.
If you want to give a heading, give whenever you want. After having written, you can give. You may speak out as you like.
Okay sir.
For
So
the
I have
benefit of
written-
learners. Yeah.
Okay sir. So I have written today we are recording and I am in a studio.
I'm in a studio. Okay, all right. Okay.
The studio is big in size
And spacious.
and spacious.
Fine.
The environment
is calm and quiet.
yes sir
Okay.
of the studio
Hmm.
is calm and quiet.
Fine.
There are lots of objects
Very good.
in it, like a sofa set,
Mm-hmm.
tables, chairs, there are also many equipments like camera, audio recorder, laptop, lights,
Fine, fine. Good, good.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
There are around 7 people in the room.
So why are you saying around?
Okay,
You
sir.
know there are 7 people,
Yeah.
including us.
Okay, so I will write down there are 7 people in the room.
Then who they are?
They are the cameraman,
So camera person.
camera
So
person.
let's be gender sensitive.
Okay, sir. Camera person, audio person,
Mm. Producer.
producer,
Then he's called, another person is called manager, floor manager.
floor manager,
Mm. And you and I.
yes, and us.
Mm. The 2 people who are recording.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And people who are recording.
Okay. Now stop a while.
Okay, sir.
Let's say you have more or less described the objects and persons here.
Yes, sir.
Now let's write based on your points jotted down.
Yes, sir.
And the first draft you have developed. Now the ambience of the room,
Okay, sir.
what people do,
Okay, sir.
you already said.
Mm-hmm.
Then how it looks like for you.
Okay, sir.
So let's say another 4-5 sentences you are going to write.
Okay, sir.
Come on, go ahead. Since it's a paragraph, in one paragraph only.
Yes, sir.
You need not divide into 2 paragraphs.
Okay, sir. The ambience of the room is really peaceful. The people also,
Quiet, huh?
yes, sir,
Okay.
are quiet.
People in the room are quiet. Fine. All right. Then
They are quiet,
mm.
but
What?
they are alert.
Okay. Quiet but alert. Okay, fine, fine.
And very specific about their work.
Okay, they're professionals. Okay.
Everything is very calm and serene.
So, for you it appears everything is calm and serene, peace. Fine, fine, good
Yes,
one,
sir.
good one.
Being in a studio
Hmm.
is once in a lifetime
Experience. Huh?
experience.
Okay, okay, good. But you are there in many times,
Yes,
more than
sir.
100 times. All right. Done? Well done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you like to give a heading? Attractive heading.
Okay, sir.
Should I?
Sir, anything you can suggest?
Okay. Quiet but active room.
Okay, sir.
Huh? It's quiet, but we are very active. Everyone is active. Okay.
Yes, sir. Quiet but
Active studio.
active studio. Should I underline also, sir?
That's up to you, but you need not.
Okay,
Because
sir.
learners, this one thing learners are made to do, or learners acquire or learn from somewhere else. Sometimes underlining, sometimes unnecessary quote. So, language does not accept which is unnecessary. Many
Okay.
things unnecessary. A language, this beauty of the language is it never accepts even repeated ideas in one statement. Or so once already conveyed, it doesn't look fine. So, description is one such writing activity in which you write the essential things, or for that matter any writing, otherwise it will become, we call it cumbersome argument and making redundant statements. Sometimes we use a double negative to emphasis. It is not that he was not active, but it was that he was quiet. So, we can make some meaning, effective statements also. So, learners, here is the description of the studio in which we are sitting now and recording, written by Kriti. She has attempted to bring in all the objects and people in the room and the activities which are happening. Fine, well done. Now, I am not going to endorse it as the one and only way of doing it. Learners, it is there for you to read. In case you find any spelling, grammar mistake, you may point out to us, and this is another opportunity for the writer to improve by through editing. So, we call it the penultimate state, that last but one, again you rewrite it. I will come to talk about why we have to undergo the process approach to writing. There is a process. Before that, would you like to reflect on what we have written?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have written most of the part, what I am feeling, how the room is, the physical environment, and
Learners, I am going to ask Kriti to reflect on your writing quickly. You reflect how you organized it.
sir, I have firstly described where I am right now, how the room is looking to me, the physical attributes of the room. Then I have moved on to describe how many people are there and their attributes, what they are doing, what we are doing in the room. And lastly, I have written down the experience, how the room is to me.
Okay. Learners, let us look at it. When you observe something, we look in general, globally we call it as a whole, then move on to the specific things, then she has recorded. Learners, she first jotted down the points, then developed an outline. She could not do it and she developed first draft, then moved on to final draft. So, here is the process in which one good write up can be made. This is how great writers do, even creative writers and researchers who, when they write their research papers, and the newspapers you read every day, it also undergoes lot of editing and improvement. This is, we call it process approach writing. Look at the slide which appears there. First is the jotting down of the ideas, then developing an outline, then writing the first draft, then edit it, write the second draft, edit it, then finalize it. And learners, if you do at least a month, 2-3 write-ups, your writing will improve and you can become a very good writer in any sense, a novelist, or when you become an administrator or a scientist or anything, police inspector, whatever, you will have to write in every aspect of your professional life. This will help you. Learners, we will give you a task to write. In fact, two tasks following the process approach to writing. The first one is write a description of the room or the house in which you are sitting, the place you are there, in about 100 to 120 words, undergoing the process approach to writing. This is your first task. The second task is look at the picture which appears on the screen. This is a picture of a park where children are playing. Write a description of it, undergoing the process approach to writing. Learners, thank you very much. Let me thank Kriti for her active participation.
Thank you so much, sir.
As usual. Then we will meet you in the second episode of description writing. Till then, bye bye. Take care.